there, my name's Cindy Davis. I'm the content director for AV Technology, and I am thrilled to once again have with me Ken Eagle, CEO of Hall Research. Thanks for joining me today, Ken.
Yeah, thanks, Cindy. Excited to be here.
So there's so much. I mean, gosh, there's been so much going on at Hall and the brands, and that's really what we're here to talk about today. So first, let's back up. Tell us what's been happening over the past 8 months since the purchase of Atlona's assets in the merger.
Yeah, great question. I know you and I sat down back in July last summer after we announced the acquisition of the assets of Atlona and the merger. And the last 8 months have been really busy behind the scenes. Forward facing, it's sort of been the same for everyone. You've seen the Hall brand, you've seen the Atlona brand, and we're still buying. But behind the scenes, we've been working with these two really great teams of people to bring them together. We've consolidated them into the Hall research headquarters in Dallas, Texas. We've consolidated all of our distribution systems there. We brought in all of our software and we're consolidating those all on one platform to make it easier for all of our customers to continue buying the brand and get the quick turnaround and support and purchasing experience that they're looking for. And in addition to all of that, we've been deeply looking through the roadmap, talking to customers, talking to rep firms, talking to distributors, and asking what the market needs, and prepping to launch a bunch of new technology and products directly for the market. And we're expanding the offering because there's a lot going on with the Hall and the Atlona brands together. And so we want to raise the awareness around all of the products that exist with these two brands. So that's why we're having this conversation to talk about how these two have come together, what happens with Hall and Atlona, and how we're expanding into some new brands and new products for the market.
Okay, so you and I've chatted a lot over the past few months, and one of the things that I've heard very clearly from you, and I'm sure the industry has as well, that Atlona as a brand is ceasing to, or as a company is ceasing to exist. Just clarify that for us.
Yeah, that's a great point. We get this question a lot. So let me address that one directly. So Atlona's parent company decided to exit the AV space. And so in doing so, they actually shut down the business entity for Atlona. But the brand, the products, the partners, the distribution, the reps, none of that has gone away. All of that are effectively called the assets of the business. And Hall Research, what we did is we purchased all that from that parent company. They closed down the business entity, and we just bought effectively all the product, all the patents, all the marketing, and the go-to-market strategy. And that's all part of Hall. And that's why now Atlona would be called a division of Hall Research rather than a wholly owned company of Hall Research. So effectively for all the customers out there, nothing really changes for the customers. Everything stays exactly the same. The same kind of support and product availability that they would normally expect is all still there. They're just rolled in underneath the Hall Research umbrella. And those Atlona employees are effectively Hall Research employees in the Atlona division.
Ah, that's great. So again, you've tipped your hat with me, and there's a whole lot more brands coming up. So talk about the new structure of the brands, and tell us what the brands are. We will be putting up a little logo sheet here as a cheat sheet to help people see what we're talking about. But so walk us through the new structure, what the new brands are under the Hall Research umbrella.
Yeah, this to me is really the most exciting part. So Hall Research now, this company has been around for 42 years. It's been in the industry for a long time. Great product history and reliability. And what some people have recognized is that Hall, over the past, say, 30 years of that history, have really focused in the audio-visual product category of the medical vertical. And they've been very strong there while still having a lot of traditional AV equipment, extenders and switchers, and so on. And then Atlona also has a very strong presence in that extender and switcher kind of traditional AV signal management and routing category. But both brands have some overlap. So we kind of had to figure out how do we manage the overlap of the products. And then both brands also had several additional products that have been around for years. And Cindy, they don't get the recognition they deserve. Things like amplifiers, ceiling speakers, microphones, cameras, cables. These are really great products that we want to make available to the rest of the industry who may not lead always with an Altona product or a Hall product. And that's okay. There are a lot of great brands out there in the industry. So what we've done to help raise the awareness around these products is we've just taken them from the Atlona or the Hall brand and put them into a new bucket, a new brand bucket. And we've done this with 3 product categories or brand categories. So first is audio. We took the audio products from Hall Technologies and Atlona and put them into a category or a brand rather called Gain Audio. And you might recognize the name Gain because for years Atlona has used the name Gain for their amplifiers. So we've created a Gain brand, which sits alongside of the Atlona brand or the Hall brand. And it's purely an audio category with amplifiers, in-ceiling speakers, on-wall speakers, pendant speakers, DSPs, microphones. It's a great audio product category. And then likewise, we've done that with the collaboration tools. And we created another brand category called Captivate. And you might recognize that one too, because Atlona had a product category or product family called Captivate. And what Captivate is it's all the collaboration tools, your video bars, sound bars, mics and cameras, the kind of tools you might use in a collaboration session through Teams or Zoom or others. I like to tell folks it's a prosumer brand. That's maybe a new word for some people. I like this word prosumer because it sort of implies that our products are meant for the pro industry for advanced installations where you're pulling cable and you're programming and you're being paid for your expertise in putting all this in. But there's also a consumer element, meaning there's products in this category that you can just buy, take it out of the box, look at the quick installation card, and it says step 1. Take it out of the box. Step 2, plug it in. Step 3, connect to Wi-Fi. Step 4, hit the go button and you're live, right? So there's a little bit of both. And so this really is a category that allows us to go and compete against brands like Logitech in the space and give the integrators the chance to have a competitive product with margin in it that fits into the category and has all the tools and pieces that they need to be successful there. So Gain for audio, Captivate for the collaboration tools. And then the third one is a brand that we call Javelin. And if you've been with the Hall Research line, you would know for years we have a very successful cable line that's called Javelin. And so we made that a brand now. And so Javelin includes all kinds of premium cables, AOC cables. So you've got copper cables, you've got fiber cables, HDMI, USB, all flavors, A and USB-C in there as well. And you've got tools and accessories for installation and monitoring and detecting issues or problems with the signal and distances on signals and such. And you've even got tools like low-cost extenders in this category, which a low-cost extender is really a replacement for a long cable. It's not a replacement for a premium extender, which you'd find in the Atlona category. So Javelin gives customers a chance to have some brand differentiation, price differentiation, showroom and product segmentation when they're showing the customers and building for different types of applications that just have different requirements. So Hall Research is the parent company, and then 5 brands underneath that. Hall Technologies, which is your AV in the medical segment. Atlona, which is all of your signal management. That's extenders, switchers, the AV over IP products, the velocity control system. Gain Audio for audio, Captivate for all your collaboration tools, and Javelin for all your cables and accessories.
Wow, that's great. That's amazing, actually. So, alrighty, don't want to harp on the Atlona. However, what's the key benefit of someone buying a Gain audio product instead of a product with the Atlona sticker?
Yeah, that's another tremendous question. So Gain Audio now, the benefit to having the Gain Audio brand is it gives you an affordable practical audio system that just works. It's not the biggest audio brand out there. It's not the least expensive audio. It's the best practical solution for 80% of your applications out there. So if that's the category you're looking for, this is a really good tool. And this is a brand that has been tested for years across multiple segments of the industry. It works with all the Hall Research brands. And the real benefit to buying it is that it works with all the other competing and partner brands out there too. Not everybody's going to buy Atlona, and that's okay. I don't expect everybody to buy the Atlona brand or the Hall brand, but they still need an audio brand. And if they're selling, say, a competing brand to Atlona, it would be difficult to then sell the Atlona audio piece. So Gain gives them the chance to have their own audio brand that's not necessarily called Atlona, but still get the benefits of the combined 65 years of engineering history between Atlona and Hall, having solid products out there with warranty that just work, and you being able to use that audio product and take it wherever they need to take it, not just with an Atlona product.
Ah, that makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about the logistics and the customer experience. So for customers who are used to buying from Atlona, again,
Yep.
has the purchasing structure changed? Can they still easily buy products across all the new brands?
Yes, absolutely they can. So what we've done is we've worked with all of our direct and distribution partners, and none of them have changed. And we've added all of the brands to their portfolio. So if they were selling Hall Technologies or they were selling Atlona, they now have all 5 brands because they're part of the Hall Research family. So they have access to all of them. So if you're used to buying any one of those brands, you now have access to all 5 of these that I've just talked about here. You can reach out to any of your distribution or rep partners for those, or if you have a direct relationship through Hall or Atlona, which is now the Hall Research brand, you can continue that relationship and buy those as well. Um, and one small change is over the past 8 months, while we've been doing this sort of merger of the brands, our online portal hasn't been in place as we've been changing our systems in the back end. So this year that will come back online. And so if you were used to using that, rest assured that will be back for you in the near future.
And so what's the URL for that?
Well, so the URL is actually changing now when it comes out. It will be hallresearch.com. That'll be the new URL. And then there will be, once the portal goes in, I don't have the link for it yet, but it'll be based off the hallresearch.com URL. And you'll be able to go to the Hall Research website, which will launch in just a couple of weeks here as we hit April, so Q2. The new website will launch, and you will have, when you go to hallresearch.com, you will have all 5 brands right there.
Great. Excited to see that. I know a question that's going to come up from integrators is, will you continue to offer drivers and plugin for third-party control systems such as QSys for your new AV over IP products?
Yeah, yes, we absolutely will continue to offer drive-ins and plugins. They'll be available through the site. So when you go on, you go to the product page, there's a resources tab on that product page, and you'll be able to access all those resources right there. We're even working to expand that right now. And you mentioned QSys, another very popular and great tool in the market. We're working with those folks to build drivers in for all of the products in the Hall Research portfolio that have been requested for QSys. So those will be available as well through the site.
Okay, so I know, these brands, these 5 brands, these products that you've already had, but now you've got to support all those brands. So beyond the restructuring of the existing products, are there new products launching within these new brand categories?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So first thing to unpack there with the 5 brands, and I mentioned this, I alluded to this earlier anyway, Gain, Captivate, and Javelin. Those all existed in the Hall and Atlona lines. We even reused the same name. So
Mhm.
effectively, all the products that you've been used to under both brands are all still there. Nothing's gone away. There are some that we are upgrading, and so the part number's changing, and you're maybe getting a new silk screen on it because the brand name's changing, or we've moved to a new advanced technology, but there's no gap there from where you were before. So rest assured, what you had before is still there. And yes, we are expanding and adding to that. Already in 2026, we've expanded the EX350 USB 3.0 extender line. That family has gotten bigger with wall plate extenders. The Gain amplifiers, 2 new amplifiers have launched this year. The USB-C snug fit cables that are part of the Javelin line have launched this year. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but coming up here next month, you're going to see some new launches in the AV over IP category. OmniStream has been a product category that Atlona's had for years. You're going to see some advancements launching for that, and you're going to see a whole brand new product in the AV over IP category that hits a different price segment, a different target application that will launch as well. And then as we move into Infocom, you'll see a significant layout of the roadmap, which will include more audio products in the gain line, extender and cable products in both the Atlona product and the Javelin line, and additional collaboration tools that will fit into the Captivate line. And in each of those categories that I've mentioned, you will see new products here yet in 2026. And then you will see a roadmap for 2027 that sort of revamps some of the legacy technology that the brands have been using that have been great and have sold very well, and customers depend on them. We're just simply updating them for the future with new technology. And so those will extend into 2027, and you'll have access to see that as well.
Wow.
So, yeah, Infocom will be a really big chance to roll that out for everyone to see it and touch it.
So, all right, see it and touch it at Infocom, but can they also, will it be shipped? Will the products that you're going to be showing at Infocom in 2026 be shipping in 2026?
Yes, wonderful, wonderful question. I've been in this industry 25 years, and I've worked for a number of manufacturers and with other manufacturers who bring to talk about a product, and then you come around to the show next year and it still hasn't come out, and that's always so frustrating. We do not want to do that at all, and that is not our intention. So, what we show at Infocom will all be shipping product in 2026. Some of it may be shipping in Q3, even though we're going to be announcing it at Infocom. But if it's not shipping by, our typical rule of thumb is if it doesn't ship by the end of Q3, we won't show it at Infocom. It'll roll on to the next year. So yes, everything you see there will specifically ship. Now, we may have private conversations with customers who have a unique application and key them in on the 2027 roadmap. If they've got longer term projects, we want to make sure they're aware of that. But we'll let them know if that stuff's shipping, in 2027 versus 2026.
Nice, very nice. So, wrapping this up, and what's the single most important message you want to communicate to end users and integrators to take away from this announcement?
Yes, I would love this question. So the single most important question I want to make sure everybody understands is the Atlona brand is alive and well. Continue buying from it. If anything, it's even expanded now. You have new resources. It's combined with the Hall Technologies products right now. So there's a whole bunch of new solutions in that category that you have access to and you should be looking at. And in April, we're expanding that with the other three brands, the Gain, Captivate, and Javelin, and you have access to all those. So do not shy away. Check out the Atlona site, check out the Hall site, or even hallresearch.com, because it'll still point you to both of those brands. And don't stop shopping. There's more to come, and we're looking for a super exciting 2026 and probably an even more exciting 2027.
That's great. Don't stop shopping.
Don't stop shopping.
Great.
Because it's all there and it's ready to go and it's in stock, and you get all the great same experience you've always had with the brand.
Oh, great. As usual, Ken, it's been a great discussion. Thanks for bringing us all up to date, and can't wait to see you at Infocom.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity, Cindy. We'll see you at Infocom.
All right.
Oh, by the way, at Infocom, we will be at booth C8700, Central Hall 8700.
Gotcha. I'll be there. And so will everybody else. Bye-bye. Thank you.